Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/WCSN312. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
Chicago, thank you, and welcome to WCSN, the Windy City Sports Network. I'd like to take this moment to talk about our social media outlets and the platforms you can listen and find us on. You can follow us on Twitter at WCSN312. Like us on our Facebook at Windy City Sports Network or at WCSN312. We also recently just joined Instagram, and you can follow us there at WCSN312 as well. We post all our shows to listen to on our social media outlets. If you're driving to work, you're driving back home from work, working out, or just chilling at home, pop on your headphones. You can listen to us on many platforms. Number one is iTunes. Our goal is to become a top 100 podcast. We need your help. By going on iTunes, rate us by giving us 5 stars and subscribe. We're on Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, our original platform, SoundCloud, Overcast, Castbox, Podbean, the podcast app, and most recently, Google Play. Search for Windy City Sports Network and you'll find us there. All platforms are free to you and available on iOS or Android phones, tablets, Apple TV, or any mobile devices or computers. We are beginning to do quick live pre-shows on our social media outlets, so make sure you follow or like us there. We will be live on Periscope, which is via our Twitter, and Facebook Live before every live broadcast. Lastly, you can watch us live. Interact with us via the chat rooms on our newly launched YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search Windy City Sports Network, and subscribe to our channel. You can watch us live or watch any of our older podcasts there. We created our YouTube channel for you, our fans, to interact with us during our shows. Ask us any questions, and we will spew our opinions. We will be broadcasting CSCR, Chicago Sports Crunch Radio, every Friday at 7 p.m. live. And bi-weekly, every Wednesday at 7 p.m., Wrestle Talk Radio will be live. Only on our YouTube channel, so subscribe now. If you have any questions, you can use our social media outlets or email us at windycitysportsnetwork@gmail.com. Like I have said many times before on this show, this is a passion project. We don't make any money off of this, and we have expenses, equipment, distribution costs, etc. If you guys enjoy our show and would like to buy us a beer, you can, and it would be greatly appreciated. Go to our Patreon page, become our patron, and you can donate as much as you want. We will have rewards updated monthly in return. Just go to our Patreon page at Windy City Sports Network. Again, remember, we are WCSN, the Windy City Sports Network, built by the fans, for the fans. We would like to thank all our affiliates and sponsors for supporting WCSN, the Windy City Sports Network. Here's a quick message from one of our affiliates. Thinking of starting your own podcast? Don't know what software or distributor to use? It's real easy and simple with Podbean. Go to podbean.com/WCSN312. Podbean is the world's leading podcast publishing platform. Over 100,000 people worldwide choose Podbean to create their podcasts. Your all-in-one podcasting solution. With Podbean, you create professional podcasts in minutes without any programming knowledge. Best of all, everything is mobile ready right from the start. You get unlimited podcasting, comprehensive stats, custom branding, reliable media hosting. You can share almost everywhere and get huge audience engagement. The community in Podbean is over 172,000 podcasters, over 5.8 million episodes, and has 5.4 billion downloads. Plans go as low as $9 a month for unlimited audio and $29 a month for unlimited video and audio. If you go through our link, you get your first month free. Give them a try. Go to www.podbean.com/WCSN312.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One More Round Radio. This is the show that brings passion and punch to you about the world of boxing, covering every weight class and every fighter from around the world. We focus on bringing you our unique perspective and opinions of the ring world. We are live here from Studio One of WCSN, the Windy City Sports Network, located in the heart of Chicago. This is One More Round Radio.
It's like my name's allergic to synonyms. Just filling with the rhythm, make them river dance. Yup, cause my flow so water. And I'm headed home, so you know that I got this lock when I cross that border.
You haven't heard that intro.
No.
I like it.
It's pretty good.
Just filling with the rhythm, make them river dance. Yup, cause my flow so water.
I don't know how long it goes for,
so you know that I got this lock.
I like this one, though. It's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
For boxing, I think it's good.
Yeah, I do too. It's got that upbeat.
We are on Facebook Live and on YouTube, so we're on both. I got to get away from the mic. So tonight, guys, we're doing a double show. We will be having, we're going to be talking in the beginning a little bit about CSCR. So we're doing a CSCR and a One More Round Radio. We sort of have a lot in between to talk about. We have a good amount of sports to talk about, predominantly NBA playoffs, and we want to go over some of the NBA playoffs. Then we're going to start diving into some of the boxing stuff that we haven't had a chance really to talk about, that we've wanted to talk about ever since the big news of the Triple G Canelo fight. And we haven't really had the chance to do that, so we're going to take that opportunity now to obviously do that. So we decided to put them together, so then that way we're going to try not to run too super long, maybe hopefully get it in between an hour, hour 15, which is usually about average for what we're doing here. But yeah, I liked that one. That was a new song intro for us.
I liked it too, Big Nick.
So obviously, if you're listening to us on Facebook, we're over on YouTube as well too. So if you guys want to head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Spread the word. Get out there. Once you subscribe, it's completely free. You don't have to do anything. All you guys need to do is subscribe. It'll notify you when we have either uploaded shows or doing live shows, so on and so forth. Once you're on YouTube, you can watch us either on the Fire Stick, the Apple TV, your phone, all that stuff. So head on over to YouTube. Also, when you're on YouTube, we're sort of toggling both. You can join the chat room and ask us any questions you want at any given time, or give any comments. We'll mention you guys on the broadcast as well too. But we, if you go over to YouTube, there is a chat room for YouTube and as well for Facebook, and you guys can leave comments and or questions for us as well too. So, what else was there? Oh, t-shirts. I wanted to mention t-shirt time. So we have our t-shirts up. What's today? It's the 20th. The last day is the 28th, I believe, or
Yes.
27th potentially. So let's say the 27th for right now. It might be the 28th, but I don't want to give you guys wrong news. I'd rather be earlier than later. If you guys head over to bonfire.com, we have our shirts for sale on there. We have each individual show. So we have obviously the main brand, which is WCSN. We have CSCR shirt, WTR shirt, and a One More Round radio shirt, which is actually pretty cool with the crown on it. Then we have specific personalities. We have me, Wild Bill, Hop's on there, top selling shirt too.
Louis.
Did you know that?
Yeah. Hop Pop's the top selling shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got
a big fan base.
He's got the biggest, the most sales out of everybody. And then Pistoleros is on there too. We're going to have another round of shirts. It's not going to really be the brands of the shows. It's going to be the personalities that will come out. So we'll have those come up soon too. We'll probably have a Jackman shirt next. We're going to have to do a Jackman and a Levi shirt soon. So we'll have those. But if you head over to our website, that's the other thing, our website, www.WindyCitySportsNetwork.com. And if you go to our blog has click on the blog. You'll see the step-by-step instructions of what you need to do to go to Bonfire to order our shirts, and then they'll ship out. So our shirts are on bonfire.com. Go through our website and our blog page, and you'll see the directions of how to order them. And that's obviously through our website at www.WindyCitySportsNetwork.com. So
check them out, guys. They come in a variety of colors and sizes. So they're pretty nice. I went on there. I picked up some myself, and you'll find something that you like.
Yeah, and thank you. You brought that up, though. We actually had some shirts, I guess, when people see them, they don't like the color of it. Example, I think the WCSN one, when it shows the picture, it's in gray, but there's other colors on there. So you can actually go on there and get the other colors.
Right.
And you can click on them to see which one you like the most. So definitely head on over. If you don't like a specific color of that shirt, you can obviously go over there and change it. And I think there's 5 colors for each shirt on there as well too. So,
right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Welcome back, Jackman. He's been missing in action for like a month, I think.
Yeah, I've been tied up, and hey, I'm glad to be back, Big Nick, doing the show with you today.
Life gets busy. We said that before. Obviously, when we did this the first time in 2014, right. We all got caught up as well too, and that happens to us. But he's back, and obviously that's why we're going to be talking boxing, and then we'll talk his perspective of the NBA playoffs, which would be very intriguing with what if you guys didn't see the last show with Pat the Designer on, obviously check him out too. He's got a YouTube channel, Windy City The Breeze. Guy's awesome insight. We're going to work together a lot more often as well too. We'll have him on our shows talking NBA. He's, like I basically said, if you guys listen to the show, he's the Stephen A. Smith of Chicago. He sounds like him, and that's his personality and stuff. So and I love Stephen A. Smith. He's one of my favorite sports commentators on TV because he says the truth in a way. You know,
says what I mean? How he feels.
Yeah,
doesn't hold back.
I like guys who go out there and they'll say that stuff. So check out our previous show. Awesome show. Pat the Designer did great. And then obviously you guys can see Louis Pistoleros with his
Spurs uniform.
Yeah.
Right?
Speaking of the Spurs, condolences to Popovich, man.
Yeah, condolences to his wife. Deepest sympathy for his wife.
Yeah, I didn't know.
For the Greg Popovich family.
Yeah, I didn't know either that his wife was sick. And it caught me by surprise. Like, whoa, what happened? Like all of a sudden. But then I was reading into it, and she's been sick for a while, apparently.
Oh.
So she's been fighting some kind of something with her lungs, and it's just sad that it happened during the playoffs too. I mean, it's sad it happened, period.
Right.
It's rough. So I know his mind's not going to be completely in the playoffs either. But life's got to go on. So prayers out to Coach Pop.
Coach Pop and his family.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's one of I think he may be the best coach in current NBA right now.
I think so too.
Today.
I mean,
Hey, what's your thoughts now that we're talking that, since we can change subject a little bit because of this sadness? What's his name? They announced that he's not coming back this year.
Oh, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, though? Now there's rumors out there that he wants to get traded and that he's disconnected himself from the team. They said,
Is he cleared? This kind of deja vu from the Derrick Rose. Remember that?
in a way. So they're saying what's
going on?
happening is there's periods where he'll leave and the team, San Antonio, whoever, they'll go out there to try to reach out to him, and he won't respond to any calls or any texts for like 15 days. And then he'll just out of the blue respond. It's like, man, even if you're injured, one, I thought that players are demanded to at least be at the games, even if you're injured. But I guess if you're not at the games, if you're making millions
It
of
depends
dollars,
how injured you are. So.
wouldn't you think if they're calling you, you'd at least pick up the phone?
Right. I don't know. That's a strange situation.
So now they're saying that
was he medically cleared by the team?
All I know is the last stuff that came out, they said that he's going to be out for the season.
Right.
That the Spurs were playing it smart because they wanted him to be well, obviously.
I think it's whoever's advising him is probably telling him to sit out. Maybe they don't want to re-aggravate. What was it in his hamstring?
I think so. But I mean, here's the thing. So they're saying that he's sort of asking for a trade,
okay.
But then San Antonio shut that down. And they're like, no, we're not trading him. So I wouldn't be surprised if that pops up during the summer and they trade him.
Yeah.
He's a great player.
He's a star player, though.
He's not there, though, if you look at him, too. I know he's depressed and he's not really playing, but if you look at him, he's not mentally there. Like, he's not.
Well, he's a guy who never shows a lot of expression on his face. Even when he played, he's kind of one of those guys who doesn't show his emotions, like a LeBron James, which I like, which sort of I am. He's very emotional. You know how he's feeling. Kawhi Leonard is one of those quiet guys who doesn't show how he's feeling when he's playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Very rarely he shows his emotion. But that is a weird situation. He probably felt that they ain't going to go nowhere facing Golden State, and maybe his team advised him like they advised Derrick Rose. Or I don't know that Derrick Rose is a whole nother situation back then, but not to play, not to re-injure himself, and he's just distancing himself, like you said, which is kind of strange. But I guess that's what he decided to do.
Wild Bill. Oh, that's a good one. He's predicting LeBron James, Leonard, and Paul George all go to the Lakers this offseason.
Well, I heard something about him wanting to play in LA. Yeah.
Who?
Kawhi. I heard something about LA.
And you put him with Ball? Dude, that's sick. That might actually be pretty cool. Hey, I'm opposed to that. He said the problem is with Stephen A. Smith. He goes, Max Kellerman is a tool. I like Kellerman.
Yeah.
Well, because we're boxing guys. You've seen him during his boxing things.
Yeah.
I like Kellerman.
Yeah, Kellerman's all right.
Yeah. Oh, and the big O's on there too. Hey, so we're guaranteeing, we're not going to say how or what, we're guaranteeing Hop Pop will be in studio next week for sure. 100%. He'll be in studio. You guys will want to be here and tune in to see this, but he will be here.
Cool.
That's all he knows is boxing. I guess, can you blame the guy if they're forcing him to talk with Stephen A. Smith and they're forcing him on the show? I don't know, but he's okay. I like him either way. In any case, let's start digging into some of the sports topics that we wanted to go over before we jump in. So I'm wearing Mr. Floyd's jersey. So I'm excited for the Bear season. Mini camp is underway, and they're talking about a ton of stuff going on with Trubbs, and they're saying that he looks amazing. Nagy, the head coach, is actually saying tons of great things with him, and there's a lot of feedback coming back that a lot of the players are going his way, and they love his leadership. Some of the players are going as far as saying that when Trubisky is on the field, he looks like the leader and he acts like a leader, and players are directed towards him naturally because of the way he
gives off that leader vibe.
Yeah,
that's good. That's great to have as a quarterback, which is what you want.
Yeah, and we haven't had that in God, I don't even know how many years we haven't had that, but that's a great thing. Secondly, what I'm excited about, I think it was Hicks and Urlacher predicted a couple weeks ago on social media that they believe Floyd will be a Pro Bowler this year, and he will lead the NFL in certain categories. So, and I believe that if he stays healthy, Floyd's a beast.
Maybe sacks.
That was Fangio's pick, and I love Fangio. But Fangio knew what he was getting in Floyd. And I know the stuff coming out when he first got drafted was he's too skinny and he's not strong enough. And he's a beast right now. So if he didn't get hurt last year, he would have had a great season. And I think we're going to see that again this year. Hopefully he stays healthy.
He's sort of molded after that guy in Tennessee. Remember who got all those sacks? What was he, Javon Curse?
Yeah, Curse.
Yeah, he was sort of after that mold, a tall guy, was quick off the ball instincts, long arms, be able to cover a lot, get a lot of sacks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
Very athletic.
We have the other stuff coming out of minicamp right now too is Kevin Love looks outstanding, and the chemistry between Trubisky and Love is out. They said it's outrageous. So, and Nagy keeps throwing a bunch of great stuff out about Kevin White, but Kevin White right now is looking amazing. I think I said Kevin Love.
Yeah, you threw me. I'm like
wait, he plays.
Wait a
NBA,
minute, he plays NBA and he plays for the Bulls.
But he
or Bears. See, now you got me screwing up.
Kevin White, they said is looking great. And
great.
Some of the routes he's running and the cuts he's making, they said look stunning. I will be headed to minicamp in 2 weeks, so I'll be out there. I'll probably be tweeting a bunch of stuff out there. I don't do too much stuff on Facebook because it just takes up too much of the newsfeed stuff. Twitter I like a lot better when you're putting out the little quick 1-sentence things and sending it out and capturing the audience you want to. So once we're at minicamp, and obviously we're going to go to summer camp when it starts, which is early, July 20th this year.
Okay.
So we will go to summer camp as well. We'll pull JACKMANN to go this time. You didn't go with us last year,
no,
did you?
I did not.
You went the year before, though.
I think I went like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I went.
That was the
the Tressman.
That was the McDonald's Coke incident, right? Wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. It was yeah, yeah.
So
that was like 2-3 years ago. That was when Tressie was here.
Yeah, that was horrible, dude. That was, dude. I told you the difference between Tressman
and Fox.
There was no organization. They were just running around on the field. Like there was no one to there was no direction.
Right.
And then now even Fox, I mean, I know he at least had organization. So I'm hoping Nagy and obviously
he stabilized the team a little. They didn't have the best record, but they played harder for Fox, and he had some more, and Fangio helped the defense. So they got some foundations going a little bit.
So they just signed the other day Marlon Brown from the Baltimore Ravens, a wide receiver. So they're bringing in a lot of wide receivers. Are they going to keep them all? I don't think so. We're probably going to see a lot get cut during camp. The big question, Nick, you should run the field and try to sack during. I should, and we're on grass level.
Yeah,
I'll get kicked out and get thrown in jail for a day, but I can do that, and I'll wear a Long's jersey or something. But we had the question. I guess that's going to be popping up, and I think it's next Friday is the draft. Do we draft that O-line offensive lineman from Notre Dame, or do we go with Ridley, another wide receiver, or do we go with Edmonds, a linebacker? So
what do you think?
I've said this before. I think with the depth and with Robinson now, and I guess I'm putting a lot of faith in White and what I'm hearing. I'm seeing stuff on social media that they're posting, but I physically have not seen White. If White does good, we'll be okay. But then the other thing that worries me is what if White or Robinson gets injured and goes down, which Robinson was last year, and so was White for the last 3 years.
Yeah, since
his whole career,
since he'd been drafted, right?
So there's no depth, because then what are you going to do? Gabriel is going to be your number one wide receiver,
right?
So you have no depth right now currently at wide receiver. Offensive line, the reason I wouldn't want to go, I understand that our offensive line coach is the old Notre Dame coach, and it's his guy, and he loves him, and so on and so forth. And I know offensive linemen make a lot of money too, so drafting a rookie and signing him for cheap, and if he succeeds, it's like cornerbacks. Cornerbacks are expensive, but there's a lot of offensive linemen out in the market that you can sign as free agents, and we have the money. So I'm thinking offensive linemen, I wouldn't waste that pick. Truthfully, I would either go, I would not be mad if they ended up going wide receiver, which it looks like would be Ridley. My personal opinion, we let go and cut all our linebackers. We can't have, I mean, I love the guy to death, and he plays Chicago football, smash mouth, Kwiatkowski. He's a good football player, but he's a backup. We need linebackers, and we need them fast. And Floyd can't do it by himself. So, I mean, my pick would be Edmonds. That way, at least you've got another young guy with Floyd, and you'll have more depth in the linebacker position. I know you're going defense, and some people are like, nah, you can't do that to Trubinsky. He needs weapons. And another guy, I heard an argument was, you need to protect this kid. This kid, you can't put him out there, and then he's going to be getting hit. And if you don't have the offensive lineman to protect him, the kid's going to be a washout.
The offensive lineman is very important.
So,
but Chicago, we had linebackers. We've been known for our linebackers, right? Starting from Dick Butkus, 51, and Samurai Mike, number 50, and then you had Urlacher and Briggs. Briggs was awesome too. One of the two best, linebackers in their era.
Shadowed because of Urlacher.
Yeah, it does. But Briggs was very good in his own right. Yeah, so, and Urlacher was,
I can see the argument. Right? Yeah, I can see the argument of drafting an offensive guard to protect Trubisky,
right?
So that. Because right now, if you think about the whole Chicago Bears team, its nucleus and our future is based off of who?
Trubisky.
That's it. So if he goes down or he doesn't win, then we have to redo our whole scheme of what we want to do, and that's going to take another 10 years. So if they do draft this kid from Notre Dame, the offensive guard,
right,
I wouldn't be super pissed because I know at least at that time, you know what I didn't realize though? Howie Long, or not Howie Long, Kyle is sort of old.
He's getting older now, yeah.
And it seems like yesterday he just
got on the team, right?
Man, time flies.
Time does go by fast.
Because I was reading something, they're like, yeah, he's the oldest player on the Bears on the roster now. And I was like, whoa.
On the whole team or just on the offensive line?
I think on the whole team. He's one of two. They're the same age. One of two players on the Bears that are the oldest on there. And I was like, are you kidding me? This kid got drafted like 30 years ago.
Or he's over 30. He's probably 30, 31.
I think he's 29 or something. Maybe even younger.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't even know. Check it on your phone really quick.
All right, I'll check.
But I wouldn't be upset if they did go guard. I guess wide receiver, you can step back and say, hey, we're going to put all our money on White. We're going to hope Robinson doesn't get hurt and go from there with it. So I guess you can step back. So maybe you go offensive guard to protect Trubbs, or you do the linebacker in Edmonds. So it's going to be very interesting.
88 December 5th. So he's 29. He's going to be 30 in December of this year.
That's sort of old for football nowadays. Hey, how about the 420 stuff? Did you hear that stuff?
Yeah.
How those guys were, the NFL players, saying that they think 80%. It was on Bleacher Report.
NFL or NBA?
Anywhere. There's
I thought it said NBA.
Oh, they said everywhere. It was Barnes from the NBA and Al Harrington. Remember him? And then there was a couple NFL players, and they said 80% of the current athletes in professional sports smoke marijuana.
Yeah,
I believe it. And,
I didn't know it was that high.
And Barnes even went far enough to say, hey, even the coaches do it. There's even presidents and vice presidents of teams. He's like, the leaders, one guy said the guys who suspend us are the ones doing it, and they're suspending us.
Yeah, for something they're doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's, I guess, another question. It's another question I guess you can throw out there, too. I know the whole steroid thing's going on and whatever. But anyways, that's the Bears. I wanted to go over we got a thumbs up from somebody. So awesome. Oh, wait, we're getting comments here. And no. Oh, all right. So, Timo's on there. What's up, Timo? Bears schedule. I went over it. I've done my deep digging.
Sounded like a hard schedule when you were rattling off some of the teams.
Yeah. So
why didn't we have a shitty record last year?
I know. Hey. So we're opening up, and I really didn't look at the other ones. I'm just going to tell you the first game of the season, which is actually awesome and amazing, is going to be against the Packers at Green Bay Sunday night. which is awesome. And Jackman actually brought up a good thing. He says usually that's the Super Bowl champs that usually.
I
play
saw
this
so
Sunday
it's either Sunday or is it Thursday night game, the first game of the
night. I
year?
think it's Thursday.
It might be the Thursday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the Packers. Then we go to Seattle, and it's a Monday night game here
And
at home.
Seattle is always pretty decent. I know they're not the team they once were, but they're a physical team. And Russell Wilson is.
Tim Kerp. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Timo on Facebook Live said, Kanicki, that's what he calls me. Faith in White question. I don't even have faith in his orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
Me too, Timo.
I mean, his track record is.
I pray that it works out, because if him and Robinson work out and White ends up being the wide receiver that we thought we were going to get, that's pretty solid.
I hope it works out for White too.
At that point, then I would be okay with drafting either Nelson or going with Edmonds at linebacker. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I agree with you, dude. I think he only has 1 year left anyway. So if he gets injured this year, it's done. The other thing to remember with White, though, is that he's got to try his hardest to stay healthy, because this is his contract year. So if he doesn't put up big numbers now, he ain't getting a good contract next year. So he's got to play his heart out and stay healthy.
I'm sure he doesn't want to get hurt, so dude.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, if
nobody
he gets hurt
does.
again, he may even start thinking retirement.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's what, 3 years,
I
4 years in the
3
league,
years, yeah.
injured every year.
Right.
Hasn't played a full season. I don't even think he played more than 4 games
No.
in a season. He gets hurt like in the first game every
First
season.
couple games.
All right. Anyways, back to the schedule. So then we're playing the Seahawks on a Monday night game at Soldier Field. Then we're going to Arizona. Then Tampa Bay's coming here. Then we're going to Miami. Then here we're playing the Patriots and the Jets. Then we're going to Buffalo. Then the Lions and the Vikings at home, which is pretty good. Then we go back to Detroit and play Detroit. Then it's the Giants at New York. Then we're playing the Rams. So we're playing, I mean, if you think about this right now, you're playing the Patriots and the Vikings twice.
And the Green Packers
and
twice.
The Rams. And the Packers.
Twice.
And then after the Rams, it's the Packers. And then we're going to San Francisco and playing the 49ers. And then we're closing it out with the Vikings. I sat down. I did all my numbers. Obviously, hopefully we can come out with a couple squeakers here and there. And this is obviously with the squeakers coming through. I think we'll end up with a solid 7-9, which I think is actually pretty decent for Trubinsky's first whole year. And that's still with missing pieces, though. You have to understand.
What were they last year? Did they win 3 games or 4 games?
I think it was 4.
4?
Might have been 4. Yes, happy 420 day. That's what we were just talking about, Timo, about some of the stuff going out on social media, how some of the professional athletes are saying that 80-85% are athletes smoke marijuana and whatever. But anyways, I say 7-9. That's what I think they come out to. And again, that's with missing pieces, like I said. I mean, again, if we go with the offensive guard, our offensive line will be set and our offense will look okay. But again, question mark with White. So then that means in next year's draft, we're probably going to have to go heavy linebackers and heavy wide receivers again. So unless we get something in free agency. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
I didn't look at that schedule too good. Maybe I don't think the Bears are going to be better than 6-10 this year.
Yeah.
With all the new coaches, and it's only Trubinsky's second year.
Now, keep in mind, I did a couple squeakers in our favor.
Okay.
Like, they might pull this one off and stuff.
Right.
So.
I mean, football's got a lot of variables, a lot of injuries. Look at Packers last year.
Yeah.
They didn't make the playoffs, right? Because Aaron Rodgers was hurt. So, who would have bet on that? So,
yeah. Hop will bail you out from jail if I rush the field.
There you go.
If you get hurt this year, he is going to be... All right. So if he gets hurt, you mean Kevin White? I got you. Ding ding. Speaking of ding ding, I forgot to do Jackman's introduction. How come you didn't remind me, dude?
Oh, well, when we talk about it, aren't we going to talk about the NBA first?
Well, no, that was Tom. Chris always messes it up, and he never does it right.
Oh, come on! You blaming Tom even when he's not here?
He's here. He's right there. He's right there. You don't see him behind the window over there? The guy always messes up. No, I was going to do intros for you. I forgot, though.
We'll do it when we start the...
Did I ever show you your intro?
Gonna Fly Now. The Rocky song.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. Who?
Um,
This is a song predominantly played on Rocky 1, Rocky 2. Gonna Fly Now. I like this song. Showing them running through the streets of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an inspiring movie.
NBA.
What do you think, my friend?
Some surprises.
Let's go over each series and see.
All right. I wish we could have called. I should have texted him and asked him if he wanted to jump on. Have Pat the designer here with Jackman.
Oh, that would have been good.
Uh-huh. That would have been nice. Some argument. It would have been Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith. That would have been some good TV here to watch. Hold on, let me get these things up. All right, so let's start with the West. So the first one, and that's not a surprise to me. Here's just a question, and I guess call me stupid. When did they change it to a 4-game set instead of a 3? Before, wasn't the first game of the series always 3?
Yes, it was. But it's been years, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe 10, 15 years.
I just noticed it like today.
I'm
like, wait a minute. They're playing the best of 4 or 7?
Yeah, I remember in the 90s, it used to be 5 games, the first.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly what. Yeah, more money, more games, more
NBA
TV, more
money out
of
of
it. For sure.
All right, so the first one is Houston and the Timberwolves. So you say your input of who you think. Right now it's 2-0. So you got the upper leverage half. So you can only mess this up 50% of the way.
Right. You know what? Minnesota is a little bit of an underachieving team, in my opinion. I think Minnesota has a lot of talent with Wiggins, Jimmy Butler, Towns, Taj Gibson. They need a little more outside shooting, and they don't play the best as a team. They can, with Towns, he can exploit more sometimes his matchups. Houston, they got Capella there to stop him, and they put Nene once in a while. He's a backup guy. I just think Houston's too strong, and I didn't think this series was going to be very competitive. I would have called it a 5-game series. I just think that Minnesota is a little bit of an underachieving team, that they got more talent than how good they do. I think but they need a little more outside shooting. Today's NBA, we'll talk more about this. Outside shooting, 3-point shooting is predominant. That's what teams are doing. It spreads the floor. You see the Cleveland Cavalier. I'm not going to keep rambling on because I know I could. The Cleveland Cavalier, Coach Lou, decided to put more shooters on the floor the second game. And not only did that help with the 3-point shooting, that helped LeBron James maneuver and get more room to operate.
Wild Bill said, Jackman is right. The team is so talented, but they can't get it together with Tibbs. And underachieving is the perfect word for them.
Oh,
wow.
Thanks, Bill.
I called it 4-1.
You did?
Yeah.
I would have called it 4-1 too.
Yeah, so you said 4-1, 5 games. So, I think so too. And I think right now, honestly, and I don't know if you listened to the whole last show, I picked Houston. I think it's Houston's year.
Oh, for the whole thing?
Yeah. Pat, the designer, I think, said it best. And we'll see. The only thing that will stop Houston is defense. Houston's the type of team that goes out there and says, hey, we're going to score 170
points.
Try
to keep up.
You keep up with us. And if you can't, then we're going to win.
Right.
And that's what they're doing. And right now, if they can get a team defensively to stop Houston, I think Houston – I mean, do you really think Golden State Warriors have the defense to stop them?
They got a pretty good defense.
Yeah, and they can keep up with them. I mean,
they can't keep up with them offensively.
I think that's going to be the best series. I think
for sure. That's going to be like the
Houston,
the finals.
State,
that's going to be the finals,
State,
right?
7 games. That's going to be
whoever wins that is going to win the whole thing.
How important is Capella on that team right now?
Very important.
Very important.
Capella is very important because he brings some defense.
Here's my thing too, and I said this, and I'm glad we do podcasts and stuff. I said this. I think it was like 4 episodes ago. Capella is a free agent. After this year, I wanted him on Chicago, and I want him still on Chicago. But I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think Houston's going to let him go.
No, he's very valuable to the team.
I think
he brings some defense.
If you put Capella at our center and get rid of Lopez, that is huge, man. And he's young.
He's young,
man.
No, he's only like 20. He's only like 24 years old.
Yeah, I'd love to have that guy at center. But he's one of the important pieces. All right, so anyways, so Minnesota 4-1. We're going from there. Then you got OKC and the Jazz, which we said out of 2 series would be one of the best series in the first round of the playoffs. They're 1-1 right now. We were sort of split on the show last week. So two of us said it was going to be OKC because of the age and the experience from the guys. And then obviously the younger guys then said Jazz because of their youth. And Mitchell's a beast. I know he got hurt. I don't know if he's playing. I think he is playing.
Yeah, he played last game.
All right, so he's playing
Yeah,
because I heard rumors that he might not play. But I picked, me and Tom Chris picked OKC, and I think Pat, the designer from Windy City Breeze, and Pistoleros picked the Jazz.
I'll tell you, you know what?
7 games we called it.
Oh, okay. 7 games, both of you guys?
Yeah.
So you picked okay.
OKC 4-3.
Okay, I think this series will probably go 6 or 7 games because I think these teams are, you got the old line versus a young line. I personally like the way the Jazz play better. I think they're a more team-oriented play. They pass the ball more and they play better as a team. Now OKC, they average, I believe, one of the least assists. They're a ball dominant team. They play a lot of isolation. You got Melo, who loves the ball in his hands, Westbrook, and who's that other George. So they don't really play, to me, the best as a team. They got spurts with Westbrook. I'm not really sure who's going to win. I can see it either way, but since I like the way the Jazz play, I'll say the Jazz is going to upset them because I think it's a little bit of an upset, but I think it's very close. As OKC is probably favored, I would think, with the firepower of George. The only thing is you got George, you got Westbrook. Kind of hard to bet against them in this round. I think if they win this round, I don't think OKC is going to go far because I don't think they're another team who I believe underachieves and don't play best as a team and don't move the ball like they should. But when their shooters get hot, they can do damage. I wouldn't be surprised if OKC wins by like 6 or 7 games, but I think it's going to be a tight series. But I'm going to go with the Jazz. I'm going to go with the upstart. I'm going to go with the young team. I like how they play better. I think Donovan Mitchell is a beast.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's fun to watch.
Most importantly.
He's really fun to watch. I like Rudy Gobert a lot, too. Yep. He's a good big man. But they have less firepower, but I think the team plays a little better. So even though my mind says if I really had to bet, I go back and forth in this. I think OKC might squeak it, but I don't think they're going to go far. But let me say Jazz, okay?
I think right now Donovan Mitchell, like you said, is the most exciting guy to watch.
Yeah,
when there's a Jazz game on, I make time to sit down and watch them.
He's very fun to watch.
I love the whole team and how the Jazz play.
Yeah, they play better as a team.
Yeah,
they do.
That's an awesome
they play more of a team than OKC. One guy dribbles the ball, he's going to shoot.
If I was a coach, I would be telling my players to watch the Jazz play.
Yeah, they play good.
Because they spread the floor and they play the game picturesque.
Yes.
It's awesome. But
yeah.
All right, so the next game is which I think Pat the designer said would be one of the best ones in the first round, but is becoming a huge surprise to me. Pelicans and Portland. And right now the series, the Pelicans are up 3-0.
Right. That is a little surprise to me too. Portland is dominated by their backcourt with Lillard and was it McCullough? That one game against the Bulls, he scorched the Bulls. He scored like 20, 30 points in the first quarter.
CJ McCollum.
Yeah, CJ McCollum. He's really good. But
and Lillard's has been on fire all year.
Yeah, Lillard's really hot, and he usually shows up in the playoffs.
And now it's like nothing.
Yeah, you know what? What's it called? Pelicans, right?
Yeah.
They're a strong team, and Anthony Davis is one of the best. Remember last time we were talking about great players? He's one of the best players, guys.
In the league.
This guy was a guard in high school, and he grew a spurt. That's why he can handle the ball so well. He was a guard, and he's like a center who can dribble. He can shoot. He's basically unstoppable. Who do they got on Portland to stop him?
They don't.
Nurkic. They don't really got nobody who can stop. What's his name? Anthony Davis. You got Mirotic, who's playing well, who's spreading the floor, who I've always said this on the Bulls. He's a matchup problem. He's a stretch 4 who brings the players, he brings the other team's big man out, and he can post a little, and his defense is not horrible. His defense is actually pretty decent, and I've seen him make some defensive plays. And then you got Rondo, playoff Rondo, who's a smart player who doesn't give a shit on how many points he scores.
20 assists. That's
right.
all he wants.
just wants to win the game. Was that Nikolai Mirotic quoted Rondo as his best teammate he ever played with?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's saying a lot. This guy won the championship in Boston, 2008.
And people forget about that.
They forget about that, right?
Yeah,
he was a young Rondo, but he won.
Yeah. And I know he's cocky at times, but people forget the fact that Rondo won an NBA championship.
Yeah, he did.
And he's got the experience in there too. So
he's got the experience, and he's a winner, and he's going to do whatever he can to make the team.
When he was in Chicago, and I think we would have won that series if he didn't get
hurt. Right. We were up 2-0 on a Boston Celtic team.
We would have beat them if he didn't get hurt, man. But anyways, what do you think?
That surprised me. I don't know who I would have picked for sure, to be honest with you. But now I think 3-0, it's hard to bet against New Orleans, right?
I think it'll be a gentleman's sweep. I think Portland takes one.
Yeah, maybe 5 games.
Yeah, they might make it
5, 6, maybe 6.
They might make it respectable and take 2, and then
2 at home, possibly.
Then they'll close.
But I think Anthony Davis and the matchups, it's too hard to stop this guy.
Yep. All right, then you're going into Golden State, San Antonio.
Okay, that's pretty easy. Right?
Yeah, and especially with the unfortunate stuff that happened with Pop now.
Right.
And
it was Kawhi out anyways. I think we probably would have did a sweep anyways.
I think it's going to go 4-0.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think. And then San Antonio.
Golden State sweep. Yeah. They got too much weapons.
So then you have Houston.
And they play well.
Now you have Houston and the Jazz.
Oh, you're going to – let's do the East first.
Let's finish this so we can see who's going on.
Oh, okay. This is kind of hard.
Houston and Jazz.
Okay, Houston.
How many games?
6 at the most, maybe 5.
All right.
So I kind of think OKC is going to win, but I don't like OKC too much.
I had OKC. I got Houston going, beating OKC 4 games to 1.
Either way, whoever wins, Houston's going to beat OKC or Jazz.
I have it as a gentleman's 5-6
game. Okay,
going 4-1.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be. I had Portland winning. Sorry, but
I might have picked Portland too. I don't know.
I thought it was going to go 4-2 Portland, but it ain't happening. So let's say now Pelicans, which we know it's going to be the Pelicans,
right?
Pelicans
Most
and
likely.
Golden State. That's going to be a good one too.
Yeah,
to see how dominant AD could be.
Okay, Golden State. Who do they got? They got that guy who fights all the time. The center. What's his name? Pachulia.
But
he can't stop. Who's going to stop AD? Durant?
I don't know. Are you going to put Durant on him?
No, I don't think so.
Durant
He's too physical.
Yeah.
He'll back him up. He'll post up on Durant. I don't know. That's the thing. Anthony Davis brings matchup problems. And then Nikolai Mirotic, I'm telling you, he's a little bit of an underrated player.
If you take the eyes off
he's
of
a starter
him,
now.
He can light out.
He can,
So who do you think in that series?
Well, I wouldn't bet against Golden State, but I think New Orleans can give them some problems. And I like their coach, too. I like the guy who used to coach the Suns. What's his name?
I forgot. I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
Bill will probably drop a line and tell us who it is.
Fuck. I hate that.
So you're
he used to coach the Suns, and he took the Suns to the conference finals in 2010. He took the Suns to the when they had Grant Hill. See, I remember all that, but I don't remember his name.
That's
I can picture.
See, where's Tom Chris, man? He's sitting back there sleeping in the booth instead of looking stuff up.
Yeah. What's his name? He's a good coach. He's getting the team motivated, and they're playing well together. And Rondo's a coach on the floor, dude.
He is, in a way. He is.
Davis?
Gentry.
Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry.
Yep.
Yeah. No, they're. I think they can give anybody problems. I really do. I wouldn't bet against Golden State, but I think the Pelicans can give them some problems. Maybe stretch it out 6 games.
Yeah,
5-6 games.
Wild Bill got it.
He knew. Bill knows.
All right, so Golden State to advance. I think so too. Then I think this is the true legit finals game. Rockets versus Golden State. That's going to be a war. I think you're going to have, and Harden keeps his composure. You know what I mean?
Right. He's been playing well during this playoff season.
I have a feeling Harden's going to try to get into these guys' heads so he can get Durant to get teed off and out. And I think this is going to be a rough game. I think you're going to see some, again, who's going to guard Capella?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is going to...
But he's not an offensive juggernaut.
No, but...
Like Anthony Davis is.
Yeah, I agree. Wild Bill. Golden State versus Houston, bloodbath. Whoever wins this wins the
finals. Is going to win the final. Right. This is going to be your finals,
I
guys.
personally think it's going to go 7 games, and I think this is Houston's year. So
okay,
I think they're gonna do that. And again, you don't know what's going to happen. I know they're saying Curry's going to come back, but
Curry's
some of these
gonna come
guys are
back.
beat up too.
Yeah, Curry's going to come back.
Yeah.
He may not.
And I think he can play, but they're resting him for the simple fact that they know, hey,
They got it under control.
and we need him because when we go play against either the Pelicans or we go against the Rockets, we need him healthy. We need all of them healthy, actually. Wild Bill's saying Houston in 6.
Okay, I think Golden State's going to win.
But it's 7 or 6. That's not out there. That's solid.
Yeah,
I
think Golden State's going to win.
I would not be surprised if Golden State wins. I'm rooting for Houston.
I think probably 6, possibly 7.
I think 7, man.
Yeah.
I think the NBA is going to try to tell them to get this all the way so they can make more money.
But that is going to be your finals, whoever wins that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so then let's go now into the West.
But I think, you know what? If Houston's got a chance, this is their year to shine.
Yep.
I mean, not a chance, but a real good shot of being champions. This is their year. So if they want to do it, they got to do it this year. They got Paul, they got Harden, and they got some other good players. So I don't know. I still think Golden State's going to be hard to knock off.
All right.
Okay.
Toronto and Washington.
Okay.
Raptors are up 2-0 now.
Yeah. Washington, to me, is a team that's a little bit of an underachiever.
Yeah.
I think they can do better, and they're not.
But because those guys are their teams fighting with each other.
Oh, they got in fighting?
They have a like video of their guys fighting. Mushes or Jackman is the best.
Wow.
I didn't know Tom Christie had time.
He's a fan.
Yeah, he's behind the thing, and he's over here in the chat rooms. Maybe you can run the chat room.
We love you, Tom.
Dude. Jesus. Hey, Hop's going to be live in studio next week, Chris. So get everything ready. He needs Zevian water chilled and everything. But yeah, no, they were going at it. It wasn't Beal. Beal was actually looking embarrassed that there were people fighting.
Oh.
And it was Gortat and what's his name?
Not Wall.
Yeah.
Wall?
Yeah, it was Gortat and Wall going at it. And they said, from what I'm hearing, that the two of them always go at it in practices and in camps and stuff.
Why? They're the same. They're starters. They're on the same team. They wouldn't play against each other. They don't even guard each other.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah. So
anyways, I think that team is I think the Raptors play better as a team, and they're too good. And I think Washington's got another team with talent that will not get to their full potential. They got one of the best backcourt teams duo in the whole league. Yeah. Who's the best court? You got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Probably number 1 and 2. I mean, number 1, you know. And then who else you got? You got Wall and Beal. They're up there. And you got McCullough and Lillard.
Yeah.
Those are probably, that just come off the top of my head, the top 3 point guard and guard duo. I mean, is there?
No. And they're saying actually at the end of the season that they're potentially
DeRozan and Lowry, they're pretty good too.
Yeah, but Lowry doesn't come through so much.
No, he's kind of spotty at times.
Yeah, so that's the only thing with
But they are a pretty good duo too, I gotta say. Yeah, good one, Bill.
So and they're saying that they're going to either trade
Harden and Paul. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of them because they're so new, but you're right. Harden and Paul.
They're saying Beal or Wall are probably going to get traded too. One of them at the end of the season.
Beal and Wall?
Yeah, one of the two. And it looks like they're probably going to get the most for Wall. So it looks like Wall might be out.
To me, Wall's one of the funnest players to watch also. He's one of the fastest player up and down the court. He's really explosive. I like watching John Wall a lot. He's really exciting.
Lowry shits the bed in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he sure does.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your pick? Toronto, obviously, but how many games? Gentleman sweep? Or I think this might be
most
clean
6.
sweep.
The most, I think 5, probably. Most 6. I think
said,
Washington's going to win a little bit.
I said 5, but I think after seeing what they're doing and they're fighting with each other, I think Toronto's sleep.
But Washington's probably going to win a little bit at home, you know.
All right, next one, which I'm rooting for Indy, Cleveland versus Indiana. Yes. I had it Cleveland going clean sweep.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and series is 1-1 right now, and I think they play tonight.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? Indiana team with Stevenson give LeBron James teams problems.
Yeah.
Even against the Heat.
Yep.
The Pacers were up 3-1 that one year. when the Heat
he
won.
always does those Dennis Rodman games.
He does.
With him,
He does.
so he can mess with it, and it's funny.
You know what? He's a physical player. He's almost as big as LeBron, and he's, nobody's as athletic as LeBron, but he's pretty athletic where he can kind of guard him fairly decent, and he gets physical and he plays those mind games with some. I don't really think it rattles a player like LeBron, but I respect Lance Stevenson. He's a player who put it all on the line. I think Cleveland will probably win this one, but I think this series can go 6-7 games. Oladipo's lights out.
He is.
You know what? I always liked Oladipo when he was in Orlando, but he's really at another level now.
Yeah, and I hope he continues, man.
Me too. I like the kid. I like the kid.
So what are you thinking? 6 games?
It couldn't even go 7. Believe me. Indiana will push him.
I think he's going to pull 7 games.
Indiana will push him.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think I think it'll go about 6. I think it'll go 6. 4-2, I think Cleveland comes out.
Cleveland doesn't seem to be the juggernaut that they once were. Yeah, me too. I would like to see the Pacers win.
All right. Philly in Miami, and Philly is up 2-1. I was actually shocked Miami won the first one.
I'm actually a big fan of Philly. I've been watching them a lot this year.
They're another exciting team.
They're a very exciting team.
Like the Jazz.
Yes, like the Jazz, and they're well coached, and they got a lot of talent, and they use their talent pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah, and they got a little mix of young and old, right? They got J.J. Redick, who's a solid veteran. They got, what's that big guy's name? The one with the mask. Embiid is awesome. He's awesome. He's coming back. It was his first game, the last game, so they work him up slowly. But how about Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
LeBron, does he remind you of LeBron?
He does. I personally think right now what's going to happen is I think it's between Philly and Toronto for the West. I'm rooting for Philly, and the way Philly's playing looks like Philly might go.
Philly is
we might see a Houston Philly.
And how about Saric?
Yeah.
How about Saric? He's a big man who can shoot the 3.
Yeah.
He's a very skilled player. When Embiid was out for a lot of those games, Saric is a very good player also. They got a lot of good teams. A lot of good players on that team. They're well coached, and they're a very fun team to watch. When Philly's on, I'm watching them.
So
I think Philly's going to win.
How many, gentlemen sweep? You think Miami won?
Maybe Miami might squeak out another one. Maybe 6 games the most. 5-6 games. That's it.
Yeah, I think 5.
No way 7. 5-6 games Philly.
All right. So for the biggest disappointment, surprise-wise, 2. Right. Boston's really surprising me with these kids that are playing, and Milwaukee's surprising me at the fact that they're playing so bad.
Right.
So I had Milwaukee going pretty deep.
Milwaukee's a very talented team. If you look them on paper,
I think they're better than the Timberwolves, like you guys are saying, underachievers.
Yeah.
This is it's embarrassing. These guys should be conference finals, Milwaukee.
Well, you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the best. It was hard to. I butchered his last name.
Just say Giannis.
Giannis. I was able to pronounce it before better.
And it's a Antetokounmpo, whatever. It's not even worth saying it.
But he's one of the best.
Freak.
He's like the top 5, I would think.
Player.
Yeah, in NBA.
Here's the thing with Yanni that is a little concerning. Do you really think his future is in Milwaukee?
Why, you think he's going to go to a bigger market?
JACKMANN is not allowed to say his name anymore.
Wow.
That's wild.
Was that bad? Yeah.
I just don't think. I know they signed him to that $100 million contract. I just don't see his future there, man. As an athlete and the talent he has, I really think he should. I think he should have left elsewhere. I know he was trying to be loyal, but I think he needs to go to a bigger market team.
I don't know. They got a lot of young, good players on that team. You got Middleton, Brogdon. They got a young core. They're not really playing well together.
He's shit in the bed too.
Well.
Now you got Jabari Parker acting like a baby.
Jabari Parker is also a good player. They're just not playing well right now.
Middleton's not doing fantastic.
They got a lot of links on him.
Bledsoe too.
Bledsoe's a little, he's a little erratic.
Part of it is the coach, because I guess Kid left in the middle of the season, and so on and so forth. But regardless, I really think that this team could be conference final team, but they're not. And
they're also not playing to their potential.
I think if Yanni left and went to a bigger market team, if he demanded a trade, I think it would be better for his career as well. Like I don't think it would happen. I mean, Yanni to the Lakers, shit, you know. I mean,
yeah.
Even
I mean, any big city team is going to get more attention.
But people don't want to go to New York because they're just it's a clusterfuck in New York. So the Knicks, everyone's trying to stay away from until I guess they figure out what's going on with the owners and stuff. Hey, what's going on in Chicago?
Yeah, right.
I know you got Markkanen, but hey, if you're getting rid of Lopez, why don't you just throw Markkanen at the center position and then put Yanni at power forward?
Yeah, right.
I'm coming off the bench. Hey,
Big Nick, they're going to make room for a star player like Giannis.
I mean, if I would really, and I would not be surprised if this happens. And I think if it does, it's going to start happening next year. I think next year, if they start not winning, I guarantee you'll start hearing rumors of Yanni being frustrated and asking to be traded. And they might pull the trigger on him.
You never know.
Yeah.
But for this series, Boston's looking great.
They are.
They got the young guy Brown who's playing lights out.
They're up 2-0. And
they got a lot of young guys. Yeah, they got a lot of young guys. Brown.
So do you think Milwaukee pulls this out or no?
No, they're in trouble. I think Milwaukee, talent-wise, they're more talented than Boston. But Boston's playing better as a team. They're really well coached. Brad Stevens is a great coach. Everyone knows their role. They're a very unselfish team, and they pass the ball well.
He's a great coach, too.
He's a great coach, Brad Stevens. Man.
I mean, just think.
Man, a young guy like that, dude, he's like younger than us.
Yeah, but he was a college coach, 3-4 years ago?
Oh, he was?
And
yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, and look at him now. Like, he's a great coach on there.
He's got the team playing discipline.
Yeah, I still have faith in Milwaukee. I think it goes 7.
They're more talented. So you think Milwaukee's going to win?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-0. They're going back to Milwaukee now. You know what I mean? So they just lost the 2 at Boston.
Yeah, right. A lot of times.
If they go back and they win 2 there, then they just have to take 1 more at Boston and then win at home. It can potentially happen. I still have faith. It'll put a big chip on Yanni's shoulder if he does this. Well, because he literally will take Milwaukee on his back and carry.
He's going to have to do that.
Yeah.
And some of the other guys are going to have to play better too. You got Snellkid, who's not hitting the threes.
Oh, that guy's garbage.
He's not hitting the threes. They got him there for the spreading the floor. That's one thing that Milwaukee does not have. Great outside shooters.
Yeah.
And you could kind of like bind a team up when you don't have that, because the defensive guys can kind of cover the middle and the floor is not so spread. Yeah. So you're seeing with some of these teams without the 3-point shot, it's kind of hindering them in the playoffs, like Milwaukee.
That outside shot is killer nowadays.
It spreads the floor. It's not only a 3, it gets the other guys in the middle more room to operate.
Yeah. And Wild Bill, I need them to win. I have tickets for Game 6 in Milwaukee.
Oh, cool.
He'll be our correspondent there.
Cool.
All right. So
I think Boston's probably going to win that series, but I think Milwaukee's going to, before the series, I would have probably picked, to be honest with you, I probably would have leaned towards Milwaukee because I think they're more talented before. But after watching these 2 games, I think Milwaukee's in trouble. They could still turn it around, like you said, because they can just win these 2 and then it's a tie series. But the way Boston's playing right now, I'll go Boston maybe 7 games, let's say, because I think it's going to be Milwaukee's going to improve. They're just not playing well right now.
All right. So then on the bottom, Philadelphia, Boston.
I think Philly's going to win.
Me too. What do you got it at?
6 games.
Yeah, I think even if it's Boston or Milwaukee,
I think Philly's
it goes 4-2.
Yeah.
Philly 4-2.
Yeah.
Toronto and Cleveland.
Toronto's a team who never really plays well in the playoff, guys.
Yeah. That's what I say. And people are like, dude, you can't count DeRozan and these guys out. They're on fire. I'm like,
I know, but
dude,
they never show up.
They
don't show up in the playoffs.
I have Cleveland. I got them 6 games, 4-2. That's a good game too, though.
Fuck, I don't really know.
But I really think DeRozan and Lowry are not going to show up again. I just think that every year these guys have good years, Toronto. You hit the playoffs and they won't make it. So I don't know. DeRozan's on fire. Wild Bill, 100% right about Toronto. I just can't put my money on them. And then I don't care what they say about LeBron. I mean, I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm actually a LeBron hater. I can't stand the guy.
No, but I like LeBron.
He's got a new team with young guys. But LeBron is that damn good where he can take that team, put them on his back and say, guys,
let's go.
Strap on. You're coming for a ride, and I'm running it.
Yep.
And LeBron can do that, and he can, I think, beat Toronto. So I'm saying Cleveland.
You're saying Cleveland, huh?
Then it's going to be my favorite.
I don't know. I didn't pick a team yet.
Oh, come on.
Fuck,
You got to pick one.
I don't know, man. Okay, go later and then I'll pick one. I don't know this series.
Well, you can't really go later because then I have Cleveland, Philly, which is intriguing because there are rumors of Philadelphia being another landing spot for LeBron James. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine LeBron going to that team?
I think they got enough good players.
No,
really?
I know, but can you, if LeBron takes that role of, hey, I'm not going to score 30 anymore, and I'm coming here to get more assists.
But you got Ben Simmons doing that.
Well, I know, but then you got another guy, and then you got another threat. If he can take that role,
yeah,
dude, Philly, I think it would be Philly, Golden State every year.
But really, I think Philly should just keep their core and develop their core. You got Embiid, you got Ben Simmons.
Yeah. You got Fultz too, who really hasn't played.
Oh
yet.
yeah, he's. You know.
I mean, he's got issues, but I mean, still, he might hit his capacity. All right. So, anyways,
okay, I'll pick the lazy man's way is just to pick Cleveland and then Cleveland against Philly, probably Cleveland. But the Cleveland team doesn't really impress me. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana even beats them. Really, I called that Game 7 series. Cleveland, what impresses me is LeBron James. The rest of the team doesn't. No.
So you're saying then Cleveland, and then it'll be Cleveland, Golden State for you,
right? And Golden State will win,
and then Golden State will win.
Yeah, but Philly can. I don't know. Philly can maybe beat Cleveland too.
And I had
Philly can maybe beat Cleveland.
I had Cleveland and Philly, and then I had. I'm gonna go Philly beating Cleveland.
Oh, are you?
And then I'm gonna go Houston, Philly, and then I'm gonna have Houston beating Philly. It's Houston's year, I think. I said it last time too, Houston. I'm calling it again. Houston's year. It's we're scoring 170. Come catch us if you can, and that's it. And it's going to be once they pass Golden State, and then it's going to be easy from there.
I mean, Philly can if Cleveland gets past Toronto, because I know Toronto has not played well in the playoffs. But you know what? This may be their breakout year.
Who?
Toronto.
It could, and that's the other thing.
That wouldn't surprise me if Toronto beats
If
Cleveland.
Toronto beats that, I think Toronto could beat Philly.
Yeah.
So then that way you'll have a Houston-Toronto.
They're like a team who's been there. They've been losing, but they're more a veteran team. Yeah. I wouldn't bet against. Well, it's fucking hard to say.
Hey, Houston, now that I'm thinking about it, if they win the NBA, Houston won the World Series. If they win the NBA, well, their NFL teams are not good.
No.
But
no.
Whatever. Anyways,
you know when the last time Houston won, right?
Who, the
Rockets?
Yeah. Hold on. Akeem Olajuwon won 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 years in a row. 94, 95. That was when the Jordan sat out.
Yeah. Hey, he does training camps.
Oh, for the centers,
right?
Yeah,
the Dream. Yeah. Yeah, he was one, dude. He was one of my favorite centers.
Top centers.
Yeah, I think
top centers. We did a show, right?
Yeah, we should do another one coming up again.
You know what? That was a fun show.
Yeah,
doing our top just NBA like players,
top 5 of each position.
I listened to that show the other day, and I thought it was a great show. I did, not the whole thing, but I listened to part of it.
Next CSCR.
Okay,
we'll do it on one of our next episodes. Them, yeah. All right, so
it took some time to do that show. I remember.
Other than that, all I really got is obviously you got baseball. So baseball, Cubs wise, they're there. White Sox, it's a mess. They did do some exchanges where they shipped out Saladino. They got Thompson back. Just a mess. Their pitching's horrible. They can't really hit. It's a lot of the young guys. Renteria's just like there. The whole team's just in the depressed debacle. I guess at this point, the way I see it is Renteria's not your guy. I know he's the filler guy right now that's going to be there until we finally get these younger guys up. They get at least a year of experience in there. Then they'll bring in a head coach that will, I guess, start running things or try to run things. But right now ain't looking good. So I take scores of all the games. I remember I was texting Jackman too. It's just brutal as I'm watching the games, and it's pretty shocking and stuff. But regardless, that's it for sports. So we're going to dive into boxing now, so that way Jackman's love,
which is also a sport,
of boxing.
I love the NBA too, my friend.
Yeah, NBA, yeah. You're good with NBA.
Yeah, I like NBA too.
But you're more of a boxing guy. And we have, all right, so what are you going to start this with? You want to start it with the Canelo?
No, I want to build up to the Canelo. I want to talk a little bit about I'm gonna butcher his name too. Ryota Murta.
Oh my God.
The Japanese fighter. Now they fought in Japan. This was on last week. Teddy was calling this fight, dude.
Yeah, and you always put on your Twitter, and I got to teach you the Twitter stuff to do.
Yeah, I got to go attend your class.
I'll do it today after this. But yeah, you do that on Twitter all the time. I always see it. You're like, why isn't Teddy on ESPN?
Yeah, guys.
So what's the deal though? Why wasn't he on before?
Why wasn't he on? There's
Yeah.
a couple reasons. I guess because Teddy tells the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. He talks about the corruption of boxing. He talks about the unjust decisions. He talks about a lot of things that they don't want to talk about boxing. You know, about home cooking, about favorites.
So that's why you think they took him off of ESPN?
Yeah, he's like you were talking about Steve Smith, who says what he feels is the truth. That's Teddy. But I love Teddy. He's one of the best analysts I know. He says what he thinks. He says what he feels on the air. He tells you what's going on in the ring. And a lot of times he predicts what's going to happen before it happens. You know, Teddy's one of my favorite analysis of watching boxer color analysis in boxing. When they started Friday Night Fights in '98, I watched Friday Night Fights when it started all the way until it ended, and I was sad when it ended. I looked forward to watching Teddy Atlas and Friday Night Fights, and Joe Tessitore, who's also very good. Bob Papa was with Teddy before that. So anyways, Teddy was calling this fight. They were in Japan. They played it on Sunday morning. The fight took place Saturday night in Japan.
Hey, hold on before you keep going.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into or researched why they pulled Teddy?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking at it right here on
What
ESPN.
does it say? What does it say about the Manny? It's not just about the Manny. When he told Jeff Horn you lost right in front of him.
No, it says according to two individuals familiar with Atlas's situation, but unauthorized to speak publicly on the matter, the decision to remove him from live broadcast was based on his comments in two ESPN top-ranked cards this year. Top Ranked agreed to a lucrative 4-year deal this year with him. Production, it was fighters included Terrence Crawford, Lomachenko. Manny Pacquiao was upset. His upset loss to Jeff Horn. So it's basically his comments. Yeah, listening to Teddy too. Every time I did listen to him,
yes,
he does speak his mind. And I remember a couple of times I was watching some of the fights, and right when it was done. Like I think it was like a split decision or decision draw. And he was like, oh, that is uncalled for. They're like, and it's like right after, and he's speaking his mind.
Right.
He's like, how can the judges make that decision? And he's like, that's not right for boxing. And he started hinting in a way that it was fixed.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just like,
right.
Whoa.
Right.
Teddy was a great guy.
He is a great guy. Yeah.
I would love to hear him, but
he was doing this. He was doing this call. It was on ESPN2. It was on Sunday morning. And Murta, he won the gold medal at 160 pounds in 2012 Olympic. Now, the Japanese fighters, a lot of the Japanese fighters, I watch them, the Asians, they block a lot, and they come forward, and they're aggressive. And that's how this guy is. He comes forward. He was fighting a guy who usually fought at 154. He was an Italian guy. And he stopped him in the 8th round. Teddy called it. Teddy said he's going to wear him down and stop him in 6. Well, Teddy was close because he almost stopped him in 6 because the guy was hurt in the 6, but he survived 2 more rounds into the 8th. So this guy is someone, he's ranked, I believe, number 7 on the Transcontinental. Murata, yeah. On the boxing record, he's ranked number 7. He's good. I don't know if he can beat. I don't think you can beat the elite fighters because he's kind of easy to hit. He's kind of stationary. They block a lot, but he punches good. He has a nice straight right hand, and he's someone who's a big draw in Japan. Bob Arum was there in Japan promoting this guy. So
so Bobby is his promoter,
like believe a co-promoter, or I don't know if he is promoting him. He might have some interest tied in with Japan too. This guy, but Bob Arum was he has something to do with some. He was there in the ring.
Yeah.
So this guy, I guess, sells out in Japan. He's on billboards in Japan. That's how big this guy is.
Well, wrestling's huge in Japan. So, I mean, you can get a draw for him in Japan if you put a boxer like that out there and he starts sitting the top.
Right. He's 160. Like I said, I believe he's number 7 ranking at 160 pounds. So he's 32 years old. So his clock is ticking. So we'll see more of this guy. I want to talk a little bit.
Laura?
Yeah, Laura Hurd.
All right, so I didn't see the fight. I know you saw it.
I seen it. I'm a big fan, as you guys know, of the Cuban style.
By the way,
yes.
Now that you have the Fire Stick at home or no?
No.
How do you watch all these fights?
I got HBO and Showtime, and then
So you pay for it?
I pay for it.
Oh my God, you got to get the Fire Stick. I'm not even promoting them. We're trying to. You can watch all the fights. Like you can go back now and look at it. It's all legal. It's just streamed.
Oh,
it's not illegal. You can get the Fire Stick on Amazon or eBay. It's all legal stuff. So you can get the Fire Stick, plug it in. You don't even have to pay for HBO and Showtime, and you can watch them. And they actually put in live streams sometimes as well too. So you can watch them live or watch them re-recorded. But
okay.
anyways, I'm going to end up watching the Herd Lara.
Yeah, watch that fight. It's two different styles. You got Israeli Lara, 154 pounds, Cuban style, very slick, very crafty, southpaw, against Jared Hurd, who looks like a super middleweight. And Jared Hurd, he's a young guy. He kept coming in. It was a very close fight. I didn't actually score it when I watched it. I prefer Lara's style better because he's more of a sharper puncher. But Hurd was walking through these punches, and Hurd kept coming in. He knocked him down, I believe, in the 11th round. It went to the decision, and they gave Hurd, I think, a split decision. It was a very close decision.
So you think they're going to go another one?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because I think Hurd would probably beat him again in a decision. I think Lara, but I don't know if Lara lost that fight. It was a very close fight. I would have to score it. It was a very close fight.
That's Teddy Atlas calling, thanking us for all his good words we gave him.
Yeah, no, Teddy's great. I wish they put him back mainstream to do some of these fights.
Well, do you think it's a one and done?
No, he was. I don't know. He was out for multiple big fights. He was not calling. He called this one ESPN2, and he even said, "I'm glad to be calling a fight." Hopefully, he starts calling them some more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, at 154, I want to go over some of the rankings here on the transnational boxing rankings. I want to go over some of these 154 rankings, which they got, which is a pretty good judge to go by. Let me just write this out right quick. Okay, you got Jared Hurd rated number 1 now because of that victory.
Right, he's over Lara.
Yeah, he's undefeated and he stops a lot of guys. He's 22-0 with 15 KOs, and he's extremely big for 154. He can easily be fighting at 160. He's big, tall, and a big guy. Jamel Charlo, yeah, he's 30-0. Okay, 15 knockouts. You got Israeli Lara. He's number 3. He's still up there. He's very good. You got Demetrius Andre. And then Julian Williams is pretty good too. And you got Masi Suzaki. He's going to fight Jacobs. He's here and he's going to fight at 160, but he's also on 154. So they're up there. You know, those are the guys who are up there in the top 154 weight class. So I don't think they're going to do a rematch. I don't know if Lara should fight this guy again. He's a big, young, strong guy. Lara's in his 30s. Jared Hurd is in his 20s. He's a guy who brings a lot of heat and a lot of pressure. Maybe they're talking about Hurd and Charlo. That would be an interesting fight. They're both young guys, and that would be a interesting and fun fight to watch there. So I would watch that fight. It was a very close fight. I would have to score it to see. I think Lara was winning the earlier rounds, definitely, but Hurd started coming on late, which he usually does with his pressure. He's like a big, giant Chavez. Julio Cesar Chavez. He is senior. He applies a lot of pressure. He breaks you down. He goes to the body, and he just keeps coming in. He'll take 1 to give 3. Or take 3 to give 1. He doesn't care. He keeps coming in, and he wears people down with his size and punching power and relentless.
All right, what's the Broner?
We can talk about Broner. Broner is April 21st. Now, I think this is going to be a very good fight. Okay, you got Adrian Broner, who switched trainers now. He's got Kevin Cunningham as the lead trainer. He's the one who trains Devin Alexander. He's a police officer, and he wants to bring, he said that, he's going to bring more discipline and get Broner to train more. Because as you know, Broner's very talented, right? But he sometimes doesn't throw as many punches as he needs to do. He lost several close decisions, right? Against Mikey Garcia, he wasn't busy enough. And against, who else did he lose to? He lost 3 fights. Madonna kind of beat him down, although he hurt Madonna in the 11th and 12th round. And then he lost to Sean Porter, who he also dropped in the later rounds. So Broner is very talented. He just came up a little short. I think Vargas is going to be a tough task for him, Nick. He's a 144-pounder. He fought Pacquiao. He lost a decision to Pacquiao, and he lost to Timothy Bradley. Vargas, which is his only losses. Now this fight's going to be at a 144 catch weight.
So you're calling Broner, you think?
I go back and forth. Vargas is a slight favorite.
I'm going Broner.
Broner, I think, is more talented.
I'm just thinking, and again, I think everything's a work. And for
come on, man.
The publicity that Broner brings in and the money he can bring in, I think it's best if you go the Broner direction, because then you can build.
Broner's more of a draw, yeah.
That's why
he's more of a draw,
and that's all it is, and that's why I know Teddy Atlas is pissed, because Teddy, and I'm saying it the same way, he's upset that people are winning, that boxing is pushing because they put butts in seats,
right,
versus talent. And they're not letting it go if it does go a decision. They're not voting for the guy who talently won the fight. They're going with the guy who gives them money and draws. And the reality of it, it's a business. So
yeah, money talks and bullshit walks.
It's same thing, like in the same direction. You look at stuff like this. If it goes to decision, unless this Vargas knocks him out,
or decisively. I think this fight,
I wouldn't even see that either. We've seen fights before where the other guy completely beat his ass, and one of them was the Canelo Triple G, and then they call it a draw. So
right, I don't know how decisive. I mean, I know Teddy went crazy on that one. I don't know how decisively that was, because Canelo did land the harder shots, but there was fewer landed from Canelo than from Triple G.
Yeah, and some of that stuff too is also done because of politics of who's their promoter and all. That's why that stuff has to get out. It has to be one boxing federation, not 15 of them. And it's one council, one president, and that boxing council should be paying the boxers, not the promoters, off of the purses.
Right.
The purses should be going to the boxing council. So it's just like the NBA. The NBA has the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks. When they play the game, obviously the Bulls make the money and stuff, but a percentage of all that goes to the NBA. And those boxers work for that team.
Right. But even, you know what, even in those kind of sports, there is some bias for the New York, for the Chicago, for the LA to be good, right?
Everything's fixed.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, but there is some bias for the bigger city market to be better.
Because you make
more money,
yep.
Right? Because they draw more.
Yep.
So, but I know what you're saying. If you had that, it would be less bias, like for the promoters and this and that. It would be more.
I'm thinking Broner.
I think it's going to go decision.
It's not going to hurt Vargas if he loses either.
Depends how he loses.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I think it's going to, Vargas is a lot bigger than Broner as far as height. Yeah, he's 5'10", 5'11".
If he keeps it close, it doesn't hurt him even if he loses.
Right. Not really. Not really. Vargas is the slight favorite now. I'm not sure. I go back and forth. I think it's going to go to decisions, though. I don't think anyone's going to get knocked out. Broner says he's committed, and Broner, if you've seen his press conference, look it up. Broner went off on his press conference, guys. He went off on Vargas and Ellerby, the guy who promotions with Mayweather.
Yeah. So
check that out. I don't know if Broner can put it together. I think Broner may win, but I can see Vargas edging out a decision. To believe it or not, Vargas is pretty good.
All right.
I'm not sure who's going to win, so it's going to be a decision. I don't think anyone's going to knock anyone out.
All right. So then
also on that card, go ahead.
Is that card's Jacob?
No, Jacob's next week. That card's got a couple good fights. So it's got this one's I think it's gonna be pretty good. This is the lower weight class. You got Gervonta Davis against what the fuck is his name? Ciliar. I wrote it down here, but now I can't find it. Jesus.
Unorganized note taking.
I know. Jesus.
Where's Mr. Quinn when you need him?
Yeah, I know. Quinn
Detention afterwards.
Quinn was awesome. Mr. Quinn was awesome.
You get note taking with
the ruler, awesome.
With the ruler.
Right.
Highlighters.
His name is Jesus Ciliar. He's from Argentina. Now, he fought a split decision loss to Abner Mares at 126. This fight against Gervonta Davis is going to be at 130. Now, they're both southpaws. You don't see that often. Gervonta Davis is from a Mayweather promotion. He's on Mayweather's team. Well, they're promoting him, although they had some little bit rifts between him, I heard. But Mayweather is promotions promoting Gervonta Davis. He's a 130-pounder. He's very aggressive. He comes in looking for a knockout. It's going to be a fun fight. And Jesus Silva is also a solid fighter who's only got like 2 losses to his record. One was a split decision loss to Abner Mars, who's also very good at 126. So I think this is going to be a close fight. I think Jesus can give Davis a good fight. The only thing, he's coming up in weight. So will Davis's power affect him more? Davis is favored to win, guys. It's hard to go against Davis. He's also being trained by Kevin Cunningham too. So Davis is gonna. His last performance wasn't the best. He came in heavy. So let's see how he comes in this time against a tough Argentine southpaw. Davis should probably win this fight, but Uziel, when I seen him fight against Mars, is very good, and he's also aggressive, and he's gonna be tough too. Just Davis is naturally a little bigger.
When's
April
this fight?
21st. This is on the same card at Showtime.
So that's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, guys.
Ooh.
Fuck, time's flying by, and they're gonna have Jermell Charlo, the 160. He's the middleweight guy against Hugo.
Charlo.
Yeah, Charlo brothers are exciting against Hugo Central Junior
Guerrero.
No, that was a wrestling. Yeah, you always get back to wrestling. Juventud Guerrero, right? No, Hugo Central. I don't know how he's pronounced his last name. Junior. Now I seen this guy fight a little bit. He's really tall and lanky. I don't think he is going to pose too much problems for Charlo. That's going to be, I heard, the second fight. The first fight I think is going to be better. It's going to be Davis against Jesus Silva. I think that's going to be, don't miss that first fight, guys. I think that's going to be a pretty exciting fight. In the main event, Broner and Vargas, I think it's going to be a really close fight. I think this is going to be a good card tomorrow at Showtime to watch that card.
All right.
Also, they're going to have Carl Frampton against Nonito Donaire.
Ooh, Frampton.
Yeah.
And Donaire. Donaire still fighting?
Donaire's still fighting. He's past his prime. He was, Filipino Flash. He was once #1 rated fighter. He hits really hard. So Frampton, don't take this lightly. If he runs into that right hand, Frampton's a busy guy. He fought that with Santa Cruz.
He's up there too in age.
Frampton?
Yeah.
He might be in his early 30s, but he hasn't fought as much as Donaire. And Donaire's been on a couple defeats in stoppages against Walters. So he's not he's not the fighter he once was. So I'm sure Frampton is favored to win this one. But don't count Donaire out because he's got that heavy punch. He's got a hard right hand. And they used to call him the Filipino Flash. So he was really, really good for a while, but I think he's on the downswing right now.
All right, and then you got the Jacobs fight next.
Yeah, Jacobs is fighting this guy who I seen a little bit on YouTube. He's a Polish contender, Maciej Sulecki. I know, I can't. Sulecki.
Magic Sulecki.
It's not Magic.
Is he Polish?
He's Polish.
Yeah, it's Magic.
Maybe Magic. Yeah. Okay. Against Daniel Jacobs.
I have Polish friends. Magic.
Okay, good. That's good. He's undefeated. He's signed with Al Heyman. He's 26 wins. He's 10 by KO, and he never lost. So that brings something to the ring. When you never lose, you don't want to lose.
And what is that? HBO?
That's HBO, April 28th.
So
that's HBO.
That's next week.
That's right. Next Saturday.
Gotcha.
That's going to be a good fight too, guys. Jacobs now is promoted by Eddie Hearn. Yes, the English promoter. Daniel Jacobs is one of the top middleweights up there, guys. One of the top 160 pounders up there. It's going to be a good fight because, like I said, Sulecki's undefeated, and I seen some of the guys he beat were pretty decent guys. And I think it's going to be a good fight for Jacobs. I don't see Jacobs losing this. I see Jacobs as one of the top middleweight pound fighters and what you got right now. Who do you got in the middleweight? And I want to look at the transcend because I like the middleweight division. You got, okay, let's see what they say and let's see what I think. And I want to see what you think. They got Golovkin #1. They got Saul Alvarez #2. They got Billy Joe Saunders #3. They got Daniel Jacobs #4. Jermell Charlo #5. That's the bigger Charlo. There's twins. Yeah, and the other guys at 154. And David Lemieux #6, who Billy Joe Saunders convincingly outboxed. If you guys seen that fight, I'm a big David Lemieux fan, but he couldn't Saunders just outboxed him. He uses his ring mobility and boxing skills. You got Sergey Devchenko. There was some talk about Golovkin fighting him. We'll get into that. They got Royal Murda, number 8. I saw he was number 7, ranked number 8. And then this other guy who I can't pronounce his name, Curtis Zai, his last name, and Martin Murray, the strong guy from England, who fights at 160. Yeah, 160. He's number 10. Now, I don't know if Alvarez is better than Jacobs. I don't know if I would probably put Jacobs possibly over Alvarez to win the fight. Who would you put?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jacobs right now.
The Miracle Man. He fought cancer and he came back. I'm a big Daniel Jacobs fan. The Miracle Man. I like Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah, you got to go Jacobs. And I'm looking at every aspect. I'm looking at it in the business aspect of it, talent aspect of it, what you can do to build the guy as well too. But I mean, overall, I think he's the better fighter.
I mean, I think it'll be a great
it's
fight.
It's going to be close, and he'll edge it out.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great fight to watch. And you got Billy Joe Sanders, who's a guy people don't like to fight because he's a hard guy to fight.
Yeah,
he's very mobile. He moves around the ring a lot, and I would like to see Canelo against Billy Joe or Canelo against Daniel Jacobs.
Well, we'll see what happens with Canelo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're gonna get into Canelo. Let's keep rolling, then we're gonna get into
that's
Canelo.
The next fight, anyways, because we're talking about Golovkin.
Okay.
All right. So obviously, the big news was that Golovkin Canelo fight got canceled. It was supposed to be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 to 3
May
weeks.
5th, yeah, May 5th.
Which I was excited to finally see because it's like, okay, well, they went to a draw, which shouldn't have went to a draw. Triple G clearly won that fight. Any real boxing fan or a boxing fan that watches boxing somewhat knows that he won the fight. Teddy Atlas knows that he won the fight, but yet it was a draw. So wanted to see this. I know we were talking about this previously on one of our last One More Round shows that I said I thought Canelo was going to come back because he's more pissed off and wants to prove something now. So I think he's going to train harder, whatever. I don't know. Well, now hearing everyone talk, so he ended up failing a drug test. He failed
failing twice in February.
Yeah, so he ended up he tested positive for
clenbuterol.
Clenbuterol.
Yeah.
It's a steroid. He's claiming that he ate tainted beef, which is a joke. I mean,
I guess they use that in Mexico for the cows to get bigger.
Yeah, but
I mean, this guy, he's living in San Diego anyways, training in San Diego.
Here's my thing. If you're that type of a boxer, which
you can afford, right? This guy's making big money.
Let me get my hand into the screen.
Yeah.
Up here, boxer-wise.
Right. He's an elite name.
Why would you use that as an excuse? If you're going to sit here and you got caught up with steroids, there's a couple questions I have.
No one's going to admit that, okay?
Well, but if you got caught with steroids, he's admitting he failed them. He's just saying he got them from tainted beef. Wouldn't you pay some kind of doctor to write you a note or say something so he can publicly go out there and say, I was giving it to my client to rehab a shoulder injury that he had and to help him recuperate from that? I mean, like, where's his people? Who's his publicist? Who's his manager? Not his promoter. You know what I mean? Even though that guy probably should have been in there too saying something, but it just boggles my mind how his people let this get to that point.
They're not going to say they give him steroids. They're not going to, even for a shoulder, for nothing. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say that.
All right. Anyways, regardless. So that's my number
because
one
then
issue.
He know about it. It's for my shoulder, but this can possibly give you an advantage over your opponent. They're not going to say that.
He can turn around and claim, well, I took it to rehab it. I didn't think it was illegal. I wasn't going to take it for the fight. I was just taking it to prep me for the fight. And then I was going to stop taking it.
Yeah, I know, but
so
they're not
going to tested me before the fight. I would be clean. It's just I did it now to help me with the injury. And if he had a doctor that was saying the same thing, the whole point is
not going to say
they could have done a better
damage control.
They could, yes, they could have controlled the damage better.
I don't know,
and they could have came up with a better story. Shit, call me. I would have came up with a better story than to fucking come out here and tell people, oh, he ate tainted beef. Are you serious? That's number one.
I know.
Number two, a lot of fighters and a lot of people associated in boxing are coming forward and they're saying that they think, and there's some boxers saying that they knew he was on steroids for a very long time, and that this is not his only fight that he's been on steroids. There are people within boxing that are not boxers that are also claiming the same thing. So
wow,
that's
that's scary. Because boxing, you're putting your life and somebody else's life on the line. It's not baseball, hitting a home run. Okay, the stats, let's put an asterisk on the stats. And possibly you can hurt somebody with a ball getting hit back at a pitcher. And even in baseball, right? Technically. But in boxing, it's even more dangerous. It's very dangerous in boxing.
It's going back to what we used to always say, and I guess Bull brought this up, that everybody in professional sports.
The more I think about it, when Bull keeps saying that, the more I'm starting to agree with Bull. I mean, I kind of was always denying it more.
Everyone does. I don't care. If
I don't think everybody does.
NFL, NBA,
a lot more than we think. But
baseball, specifically,
you got Wilder, who's in Nevada, voluntary drug agency for the boxing, and he employs the fighters he's going to fight. He's paying for it. I mean, for the fighters he's going to fight to also participate in this to get clean matches. Wilder.
Look at even the UFC. Brock Lesnar failed a drug test.
Right, and they didn't count that as a loss when he fought to Samoan, right?
Not just that. They're saying now that Dana White's going to sign him for another fight deal, and they didn't do anything about his failed drug test. What?
They like to see the spectacular things, dude.
Well, no, why? Because he
money.
Puts
he's a big draw
in seats,
right?
And it's swept aside. So,
right.
Brings my other question.
Go ahead.
If Canelo puts butts in seats, which, if you think right now in total boxing, besides Mayweather,
right?
Pacquiao's flame is
gone out. Right.
Canelo's
above Pacquiao right now.
Biggest draw in boxing.
I agree.
How would boxing and why would boxing allow this news to go public? That's my biggest question. So did he or his people piss somebody off for them to come out public with this? Because at the end of the day, these boxing officials make money off of Canelo because of his draw. So you need that money. So if I'm the president of, let's say, the WBC, and that was the sanctioned fight that was going to happen, and there's a piece of paper, and I get a phone call in the morning at my office, Nick, hey, what's up, man? We just got news that Canelo failed a drug test. So what do you want to do? Are you kidding me? No. You failed twice in February.
You can say you got hurt or something. Yeah.
Where are you? And put that stuff on the side right now. And then I'm calling my secretary and saying, get Canelo's manager.
It's kind of hard with social media, though. It's kind of hard to hide all that stuff.
Right now, you just go. Then you talk to your guy and say, who did you tell?
Right.
Nobody. I just got this.
Right.
Then you go reach out to the people who gave him the drug test and tell them, you guys better get the hell over to my office right now. And then Canelo, call his manager, call his people. We need to have a meeting immediately. And you say, listen, guys, we're the only people who know this. We can keep this under wraps, but you need to stop and go clean so that we can test you in a month or two and you're clean. And then nothing of this comes out.
It's hard. I mean, I'm sure you got it on your phone like I did, right? On the Bleacher Report app.
And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me.
I know. That's true. That's a good point.
One of the biggest fights in boxing currently was going to happen in 3 weeks, and he failed a drug test. And it's just like, well, I mean, I'm starting to believe almost 90% of these boxers then are doing steroids.
Well, a lot of guys are getting caught. Povetkin got caught. Ortiz got caught.
So they're getting caught. What's the suspension?
That's the thing. If you want to rule it out, you gotta be way more strict and way more on the suspension.
So you're telling me in 6 months
he'll be ready in September, gonna fight.
That's one fight.
That's one fight.
This is what you do. If you want to hurt a boxer, you don't tell him 6 months. You tell him
2 years,
5 fights. So if you're going to sit here and it's
no. You got to give a year. You got to give a time frame. You can't say 5 fights. So
let's say 1 fight a year, because that's what boxers do. Some do 2 a year.
Yeah, right.
Right. You're suspended for 6 years.
No, 6 years. You're going to take his whole career away, dude.
You got to make a statement.
6 years is too much.
Just think what would happen, and they wouldn't do it again. Which leads
they're not going to do it.
That someone dropped the ball in the boxing official world.
The most they might do is 1 year.
If they would take Canelo out of boxing right now and tell him, you're banned, you can't box in the United States anymore. Just think about all those boxers that are dirty right now. How much of them would throw that shit in the garbage?
They would, they would make them think twice.
Sport would be clean.
Yeah, they would make them think twice.
A statement with one big name,
make an example
where boxing then can come out and say, our sport. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you too. I'm the biggest believer that boxing is falling. And with what happened to Canelo,
No, there's a lot of upcoming guys coming up.
Oh.
Canelo's not defining the whole sport, my friend.
no,
You got a lot of guys at 147. You got a lot of young up-and-coming guys coming up.
okay, but this is what we have here, and this is
Right.
why I'm saying this.
Okay, go ahead.
Hardcore boxing fan, the guy who will watch every fight, regardless
This
if
doesn't
you know
hurt-
the fighter or not.
This doesn't hurt Canelo. The Canelo doesn't phase him much.
And then you have the avid fan that I'll watch the big fights, and then sometimes if
Canelo
there's
will
nothing
hurt
going
that.
on, I'll watch the
Canelo
other
will
fight.
hurt that demographic
All
a
right.
bit.
Hardcore boxing fans can keep boxing afloat barely. The avid fans jumping into that sport will create that sport a ton of
No, I
this.
agree. I agree.
And then when you have the superficial fans, which are the next step, but they really don't watch it at all, only
No,
the big
like when
fights,
Tyson would fight
Yeah.
or something.
then boxing's making this.
Right.
Boxing's at this level right now. And if you don't make a statement to say now, hey, how else better for me to make a statement in this sport than to get rid of this guy and say you're done, and then I can start advertising to everybody in the world that we fight clean. And I just proved that because I took my biggest money maker and I just abolished them from the boxing world. That would make a statement, and it would start building boxing to go up and hopefully stay clean.
Well, even a 1-year suspension would make a bigger statement than 6 months.
I don't think 1 year is enough for
No?
boxing.
How about 2 years?
Not just that, but if you
6 years, you're going to take his whole career away.
then that's what you do.
Well, I don't know.
Just think about all these guys. You get caught with drug testing, steroid testings in baseball. You're suspended for 4 games.
That's nothing.
What?
That's nothing. On 162 games, that's nothing.
I
That
took
ain't
steroids
shit.
my whole career. I just broke a home run record. You catch me in the later part of but my records all say the same.
Right.
Canelo just got caught in a dirty fight. How many other fights did he fight that he was dirty? Could he
Right.
have been the boxer he is today if he wasn't dirty?
Right.
There's
Right.
a lot of questions there.
questions.
And you can't until you make
I mean,
a
he's not the
statement.
only one, though.
I mean, baseball.
He's not the only one. Nick.
No, I know he's not the only
No.
one. But baseball, dirty. It still is dirty.
Right,
And
but not as bad as it once
They
was.
never
right?
made a statement back in the day with Barry Bonds and all those guys. And they should have back in those days. And the reason they don't is because, again, it's all
They didn't want to
work.
kill the sport.
They told them to do that because they just came off the strike years and people weren't watching them.
No,
and they
I don't
needed
think.
home runs.
I don't think they told them, but they looked the other way. They looked the
Of
other
course,
way.
because it's bringing them money.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know.
Right. The baseball did go down after that strike year, the 94 strike
Yeah,
year. And then when those guys were hitting all the home runs, they're watching it now. They're saying, you know what they're saying? That the players aren't juiced as much. The balls are juiced more.
Yeah.
They say the balls go farther. That's what I was
At
hearing.
the end of the day, I think that I think a lot of people dropped their ball on this. I think
So you would have went with what? 6 years
I
suspension?
would have done from boxing. Done. Get out.
Wow.
You're done.
Well, that
I'm
would send a
making
strict message.
statement
Yeah.
to all my boxers now that if you box in the United States of America, you're done and you need to be clean. And if I catch you one time, I'm not giving you a 6-month suspension. I'm not going to take $400,000, $1 million from you. I'm banning you for life. And
Yeah.
you have to.
But you know what would happen? He would go in another country and fight.
But Barry Bonds just had awesome protein powder. Okay, but then
There you go.
that's where mouth. But that's where you sit there and you see the organizations, WBO, WBC, IBF. So yeah, if you want to fight in England, you can, but you can't fight for the major promotions. So it could be the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this is where you got to get all those WBO, WBA, WBC, WBI, IBF, IBA. What the hell with all these WB fucks?
Yeah, stupid.
Get
Those
them
belts.
all into one organization, the World Boxing Association, WBA. That is the whole world ranking system. Why do I got to look up at theringmagazine.com and look at 50 pages of rankings?
Right.
Why can't I have one ranking sheet that gives me each weight class and it's across the world, same standard? Instead, I have to sit here and I got to see the WBC ranking list for heavyweights. I got to see the WBA ranking list for heavyweights. I got to see the IBF ranking.
Yeah, I know. We all sort of got an idea
For an avid fan like
who
me
you
and
feel
for
is
the
number
other
one.
fans that you're trying to attract to the sport, they don't want that. That's too much confusion.
Right.
Create a better scoring system, create a ranking system, create one boxing federation,
and you know,
one.
And judging too. When judges get it wrong, there should be some accountability.
Yeah, well, the
And
judges are
it's-
being told to do by the by the up
promoters,
guys.
right,
Yeah.
right, and money, and I know, but I'm just saying they
Then
got to be
they
held
go to the
accountable.
UFC. I agree 100%, Levi, on that statement. If you are not cheating, you are not trying, and that is the new modern logo for all these modern kids. And
Okay, well, here's the thing, dude. You know someone's cheating at something, right? He's got an advantage. Well, if you feel that you're going to need that same to be on even playing field with him,
take it too.
you're going to take it too.
Exactly.
So that's a big problem.
And then if you turn around, and not just that, but then you turn around and you're busting your ass, and I'm only getting let's go NFL. I'm an offensive lineman for the NFL. I turn back and I'm only making $2.7 million a year, right? But then all of a sudden you got this guy that you know is juicing, and this guy's a beast, and he just got $11 million contract. I'm going to turn around and be like, well, fuck, I can make that same amount of money. I'm taking steroids in too, because the reality, the fact is, I'm only going to play 10 years. So I need to make as much money as I can,
maximize what
so
you
I can be okay in my life.
Right. I know.
So going back to what Sammy said here now, why don't you, if people ain't going to do anything about this, but just give 6-month suspensions, then why don't you just let everybody do it? Just let level playing field.
I'm telling you, boxing's a very dangerous sport without the drugs. And it makes somebody take a punch better. It makes them maybe punch harder. I don't know. I don't know. I never took the steroids. I don't know exactly what it does. But
if we sat here today and we said, what if I tell you the statement, just like today, the guys with the marijuana statement, where they said 80% of the professional athletes in sports smoke marijuana. What if a boxer came to you right now? Let's say Lennox Lewis sat down right now with us and said, Mush, I'm going to tell you right now, but I'm going to tell you 90% of the boxing world has been doing steroids for the past 10 years.
Right. I don't think it's that high, but I think there's a lot more than we know.
Yeah, there has been some deaths.
Right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're just boxing still. So level playing field.
Yeah. I don't know.
You have to. I mean,
let everyone take it?
Yeah, it's not fair. Now I know. Okay, you're sending the wrong message to kids,
right?
Because then kids in high school are going to be taking.
Right, of course.
Shit. If you guys ain't doing shit about it right now, they're going to end up doing it when they're in the professional ranks, anyways.
Yeah. Well, you got to be more strict, and you got to be more strict. At least 2 years or something.
And
they're not. And you know what? They're not testing too much
at all.
Like I said, the Volunteer Anti-Doping Association program. They're what's his name? Wilder. He's a volunteer in that, and he pays for his test. And I guess this test is very expensive. I was hearing Paulie Monology. He's very informative on boxing, and he has a lot. He's a very opinionated person, very, very smart. I like listening to him and some of the things he has to say. And when he calls fights too, he's very good. Also, Paulie, I like Paulie. But the Wilder pays for himself to get tested and his opponent, so he's on level playing field. And Povetkin got caught. They were going to fight Povetkin and Wilder. Alexander Povetkin, he got caught. Luis Ortiz, the one who Wilder beat, got caught before. But then I guess he stopped taking it. And then that was a great fight, by the way. But you know what else is going to bring boxing back? The heavyweights. I know Canelo's a big draw. He really is. But you got a lot of guys at 147 who, like Spence, Crawford, Thurman, who I don't really think wants to get in there with Spence right now. I don't think nobody's dying to get in there with Spence right now. You got Porter calling out Garcia, but why don't he call out Spence? Yeah.
So Brandon on Facebook Live actually said, and I've mentioned this before too.
Okay.
I think I told you guys before on a show. And for the people who get up in arms nowadays about guys who juice, players in the 70s used to take amphetamines and greenies most of the time. And there's tons of stories of these athletes that were taking greenies in the dugouts, like DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, all these guys. So
I don't even know what greenies are.
It's basically an upper. But at the end of the day, there was always something around that enhanced performance.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure to try to get an edge on your opponent.
Just like now, if you try to ban steroids now, someone's going to come out with another steroid within 6 months to a year, and it's not going to be detected by any of the tests.
Well, that's the problem of some stuff coming out, or even I heard some UFC guys about like gene stuff that can't be detected. Hey, did you see the thing Canelo? Not Canelo. Golovkin put out.
Hold on, Levi said, "Why don't the promoters take action against their fighters because of this?" Levi.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna happen. But anyways, all right. Anyways, Golovkin.
Did you see that little ad Golovkin put?
No.
Here.
Is he talking crap about Canelo?
Well, it was about. Let me see if they.
See, now that's the one guy I think that's getting the short end of the stick on all of this.
Well, let's talk about his opponent. He's still fighting on May 5th.
Yeah, he still is. But hold on. So if anyone's getting screwed in this whole deal, it's not even Canelo who's getting screwed.
Yeah, Golovkin. He's not making as much as he would have made against Canelo.
So the poor guy now is getting older.
Yeah, he is getting older.
And he can't fight these mega fights now to prove that he's better. He already proved he should have won that last fight. And
he should have won, but he didn't really. Canelo fought a really good fight. I'm telling, not a great fight, but he fought a good fight. And he didn't dominate Canelo. So now, I think he probably beat him, but he didn't dominate him. Canelo, I thought, hit him with the harder shots.
So now he's sitting here stuck fighting this Armenian guy.
Well, he's pretty good.
I know
he's pretty good. Van's Monterosian. He's pretty good. I seen him fight before, but he's a 154 fighter coming up to 160, and he never got stopped. He fought a lot of big names. He hangs in there with everybody. He fought Demetrius Andre. He fought the Charlo brother, and he lost close decisions. He lost a close decision to Laura. So he's a righty. He's a tall guy, but he never fought at 160. Now, this is the kind of style that Golovkin likes, not really a mover, but he's a gutty guy. He never got dropped. I mean, he never got stopped. I don't know if he ever got dropped,
so
but he never got stopped. So here's my
question with that.
Yes.
So since you think so Golovkin's going to win that fight.
We presume. But Monterosian, he's no slouch.
So Golovkin wins this fight,
right? And they're talking about maybe September for Canelo, right? Is that where you're getting to?
Yeah. So Canelo. So are they going to go straight into the Canelo, or is Canelo going to fight one before they do a Canelo?
I don't know.
Again,
I don't know.
See, I think they should go straight Canelo after that. But then if you do something like that, now you got a guy who fought a fight, one more fight.
You know, that first fight wasn't awesome for me. I don't really care if they don't fight another time. It won't kill me if they don't fight another guy. Let Canelo fight some of these other guys. Let him fight Charlo. Let him fight Jacobs.
He'll beat those guys.
Canelo will beat those guys?
Yeah.
I thought you said Jacobs would beat him. I think I would probably bet on Jacobs.
I don't know. That's an iffy one.
No, I like to see.
Enough of Triple G or Canelo. He's pissing me off. The pride of Mexico.
Here.
Eating tainted beef.
Here's this.
Got to be kidding me.
Triple G has one special ingredient.
You got to be kidding me. Hold on. I can find that and put it on here.
Okay, put it on there.
Does he say something on here? Eating tainted. Well, I ate at La Palapita and I ate tainted beef. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? That's just like, oh, Nick tested positive for steroids. Yeah, I ate a burrito. I'm sorry.
Guys, a little more on Monterosian. He's 36 wins, 21 knockouts, only 3 losses and 1 draw. He's never been stopped. But the only thing is he's been a little inactive. He last fought 5/21/16, 2016. And he's been fighting at a lighter weight. He's been fighting at light middleweight at 154.
Which one are you looking at? What is it?
The special ingredient.
What is it? Triple G special ingredient?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is this funny?
It's a little bit funny. Triple G has one special ingredient.
Tainted beef.
Yeah.
Ingredient.
You'll see.
I can't spell ingredient.
INGRE.
Oh, he's Jordan.
What do you mean? He's Pakistan.
No.
Oh yeah, he wears Jordan apparel.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You hear that?
What's going? Yeah. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways, it's just.
Is it the yeah? Is it the first one or this one? Yeah.
Superhuman power requires a special ingredient. And it's called hard work.
I'm surprised they did that.
Yeah.
Especially coming from Jordan brand.
Yeah.
Basically, if you guys haven't seen this, I would go on there. It's a video. If you look up Canelo. No. Triple G.
Triple G.
GGG special ingredient. It's a Jordan commercial because apparently he wears Jumpman. I didn't know he wore Jumpman.
Yeah, no, I did.
So it's
yeah.
news to me.
He wears Jordan
And
apparel.
it shows how it's a guy that's sitting down and he says a special ingredient and he's eating beef. So it's a knock. And then as he's telling him that he's eating beef, he says at the end, you guys heard it, it was hard work. So and in between it was just a bunch of other stuff. But
you know, on the boxing, I would like to see the boxers go for more drug testing. I think boxing is a very dangerous sport for someone to have you can kill somebody. I mean, these guys bigger and stronger and punch harder and punch faster. The Voluntary Anti-Doping Association that's trying, but it's expensive to test people. Guys like Wilder, I got to give my hats off to Wilder. He's testing himself and he's paying for his opponents to be tested because he doesn't want to fight somebody on some kind of substance. So if more people would do this, or somebody would start funding more to have this done and have the fighters tested more and give them stiffer penalties, stiffer fines and penalties for them to test it. Big Nick's proposal, 6 years. That's almost your whole career. I don't know. That would probably work, but I kind of do like to see
lose money.
Yeah, boxing would lose a lot of money, and they can't really afford to do that right now. That's why it
will build the future. Because then if
it would build a cleaner future,
right? That I got a clean sport, people may start being attracted to you being a clean sport instead of saying, "All right, I'm just going to continue to keep having dirty fighters."
Yeah, right. Yeah, I give you some credit for having the balls to do something like this. Hey, but you know, real fast, I want to talk a little bit about the 140. You know, I love the welterweight division.
Oh God!
You got Earl Spence Jr. You got Sean Porter. This is who the transcontinental what's it called? Transcontinental.
Keep in mind.
Oh wow. All right, but let me just go over this a little bit. We got Earl Spence Jr., Sean Porter, number 2, Danny Garcia, Jeff Horn, number 4. Jeff Horn's above Manny Pacquiao, who he defeated. You know, Pacquiao 5. You got Evzulayov from Uzbekistan, number 6. You got Carlos. I don't know this last guy. Carlos Adams, Jesse Vargas, number 9, and Jamal James, number 10. I want to see Garcia and Porter. You know, and I would like to see Porter against Spence, too. Porter keeps wanting to call Garcia, go after Spence. See how you feel with him.
Yeah.
So, and, hey, real fast, Pacquiao. He's fighting July 14th against, you didn't recognize him in that picture I sent you, against Lucas Matisse. I think that's going to be a good fight.
That is going to be a good fight for two guys that are up there. And,
they're past their prime.
Yeah, in age. It's a pretty good fight to match those two guys together. I don't know, man. I think Manny, in a way.
Manny, you know what? I was thinking Manny's probably will outwork him and win a decision. But I had a dream or a vision that Matisse knocked him out in a similar style that Marquez knocked out Manny with a straight right hand. And that Boo Boy Fernandez, he jumped in the ring and like Manny was out. So I don't know if that was because I was thinking of the Marquez fight. Because initially I called Pacquiao to win, but I had that dream that Matisse knocks him out with the right hand. But I think Manny would probably going to win this one in a decision. But I think it's going to be an interesting fight for two fighters that are past their prime. We'll talk about this more later. It's just an intriguing fight. And Manny says he doesn't want to retire. He says he's going to keep fighting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And how about him leaving Roach?
Yeah, that was the other interesting thing. And
I guess all good things come to an end.
Yeah, I mean, I guess where were the differences, though? Were the differences between Roach wanting him to fight a specific style and Manny didn't want to?
I heard something about Pacquiao was upset with some comments. It was probably brewing, some comments that Roach said after the Jeff Horn fight. But I've been watching these fights, and Boo Boy Fernandez has been taking a bigger role in the corner than Roach was. We're giving him more instructions, and it wasn't like that before.
Well, we'll see, because I mean, this is going to be the first time Manny's without Roach in a long time.
They've been together 16 years, so we'll see. Yeah, I think we should save our 90s talk maybe for the 90s heavyweight picture for the next show, right?
Yeah, we'll do.
We're running kind of long on this one, but guys, I do want to talk about the heavyweight picture, and it's gonna heat up, and we'll talk about the 90s. Joshua and Wilder. I don't think that's going to happen next. Real quick, I'm not going to talk about the guys in the 90s yet. Guys, I want you, if you keep following us, I want you guys to think of some of your favorite fighters from the 90s, because I think the 90s was one of the golden eras for the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
And kind of chime in and join us when we talk about this. But you got Joshua and Wilder, but I think Povetkin is maybe going to fight Joshua. I think they're going to build up. They're going to simmer Joshua and Wilder a little more before the fight, maybe another year.
Yeah.
I know we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah, but I think I like Wilder.
You like Wilder over Joshua?
Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I like him. He's my favorite heavyweight right now. So
Wilder's a beast.
I like him a lot.
All right, guys, we've been on it
almost 2 hours.
I know, man. That went by quick, dude.
Wow, that's nuts. We started like at 4 something, and it's like an hour 52.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, because I know I did. Thanks for having me on, Nick.
Double show. We did CSCR in the beginning. We actually tried. I wanted to try out doing the whole show on Facebook Live, which we just did. So entirety was on Facebook Live. Might start doing it. Don't know. But head on over to YouTube as well and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Windy City, One Word Sports Network. Follow us there. Catch us on iTunes and our podcast. We're all over wherever podcasts are available. We're there. Just go through there and follow us. T-shirts, go to our website, WindyCitySportsNetwork.com. Get our T-shirts. If you go to the website, our website, WindyCitySportsNetwork.com, go to our blog site. It'll tell you step by step. It's on Bonfire, and then you can order some shirts. There is only 7 days left for shirts. Hop Hop's the #1 seller. 7 days left. So jump on that so we can get those rolling and spread the word, guys. Just tell everybody about everything. So we will be doing a WTR show this coming Wednesday, because it's going to be the pre-show before the Great American
Bash. That's WCW talk.
The greatest Royal Rumble, which is going to be in the Middle East. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We'll go over the card there and predictions. So me, Wild Bill, we'll try to get Mouth over here. We'll see if we can get him on the phone. And then I'm going to try to get Pat the Designer one day here with Jackman. So maybe next Friday, we'll see what happens in the NBA, because I think the first round will be done by then, right?
Yeah, it should be, right?
Yeah. So I'll reach out to Pat the Designer at Windy City The Breeze, and we'll see if we can get him on to talk about just have us three.
It's a great time in the April-May playoffs. It's a great time
for sure. Hopefully the White Sox get their stuff together. Then the draft is next week too, so we might even be live. We might be live while they're drafting. We'll see what happens. So in any case, guys, thank you for watching. Please share the video, like the video, comment if you have any comments. Go to our website, buy our shirts, follow us, do all that good stuff, and then we'll go from there.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and please be vocal what you guys want to hear and what subjects you guys want to talk about, favorite fighters and stuff like that.
Definitely
be happy to go into that.
And it's actually nice out, so we're finally getting some good weather, and it looks like it's going to be smooth sailing from here. So we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Peace out, guys.